Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so we got the news. It came out last night, but I didn't even make a video last night because I had to sleep on this. I had to let it marinate. Kelvin Benjamin has got to be the biggest joker of a 30-year-old man. I'm going to just assume he's 30 because he got drafted in 2014. So maybe he's 29. But I'm going to round it up because we can just not pay attention to numbers these days because it's not my fault. It's Kelvin Benjamin's fault. Somebody else's fault. I'm not going to take accountability. That's not what Kelvin Benjamin does. He does not take accountability. And this whole situation started back in minicamp where Joe Judge or Jason Garrett or the training staff or whoever told Kelvin Benjamin, when you come back to training camp, congratulations on making the roster, come back at 251. Kelvin Benjamin was at 265. Okay, fine. You're 265. We're working you out as a tight end. You're in shape. You can move around. Just come back at 251. We want to do some different things. We want to use you this way, that way. And we think that'll be better if you're at 251. So what would you do if you didn't want to lose that weight and someone's telling you to do it and you're in an athletic competition? What would you do? Oh, maybe we can meet at 258. Maybe I can lose 5 pounds and be 260. Or maybe I'm great at this playing weight. And you make that argument for that. No, you don't do that. Kelvin Benjamin did not make that argument. He left at 265. Had 70 days. You know how long that is? That's over 2 months to lose 14 pounds. Now, I've had some people go back and forth with me and tell me that 14 pounds in 70 days, that's ridiculous. You can never do that. Well, listen, you can. People lose 7 pounds in a week. People lose 7 pounds in 2 weeks. So if you have 2 months, over 2 months to lose 14 pounds, that's pretty doable, actually. Now, maybe he comes in at 253. Maybe he comes in at 255. He can only lose 10 pounds in 2 months. That would still be kind of underwhelming. But guess what? You lose 10 pounds in 2 months. It at least showed that you tried somewhat to get to that weight. Guess what Kelvin Benjamin came in at? Now, he ran his conditioning, passed his conditioning test. Congratulations. Joe Judge the next day came up to Kelvin Benjamin and said, we weighed you. We wanted you to come in at 251. What's going on, man? Why are you at 268? Not only did Kelvin Benjamin not lose the weight to go down to 251, he put on 3 pounds. He put on 3 pounds. He put on 3 pounds when he's supposed to lose 14. Now, if you want to eat, do what you got to do. If you want to put on weight, do what you got to do. But why would you insult all of these people's intelligence and just act like you're going to be able to make your own rules when you don't work for yourself? He just tried to make his own reality and say, well, because I passed the conditioning test, my weight doesn't matter. You know who else passed the conditioning test? Levine Toilolo. A bunch of guys are going to pass the conditioning test. Maybe Andrew Thomas will be able to run that wide receiver, tight end, running backs, fullbacks, conditioning test. Maybe Andrew Thomas will be able to do that. But guess what? He's not running routes and getting open and catching passes. That is what they wanted Kelvin Benjamin to be able to do. They wanted him to do that at a better rate. They wanted him to be lighter, more agile, and a little bit quicker. And he didn't do any of that stuff. So, of course, when you show up like that and Joe Judge told you you had 2 months to lose 14 pounds and you gained 3, of course Joe Judge was pissed. He talked about fining him. Kelvin Benjamin kind of got heated at that point. And the video that we saw was not Joe Judge going up to Kelvin Benjamin like a savage, like a disrespectful guy, pretty much, and embarrassing him in front of everybody. It wasn't, no, you have to get off the field and you're cut right now because you didn't make weight in front of everybody. It was, hey, listen, you got fined, blah, 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 move on, and, let's get back to practice. Well, Kelvin Benjamin didn't like that. And when you saw him walking away, that was Kelvin Benjamin storming out. So this dude is a 30-year-old toddler. Those are the worst kinds of people. Grown people, grown men that blame everybody in the entire world for their shortcomings. They've started in school, started when they were kids. Oh no, they didn't turn in their project, and it's the teacher's fault. They didn't do their homework, it's the teacher's fault. They get to college, they get kicked out for selling drugs, and it's the school's fault for kicking them out. They get into their jobs, they don't do their job right, and it's their boss's fault because they didn't do their job right. They mess up with their family, it's their family's fault. It's never Kelvin Benjamin's fault. I really wanted him to have grown up a little and been able to accept some accountability, but it's never his fault. So of course he went to Zach Rosenblatt, he went to Jordan Renan, he threw Joe Judge under the bus, threw the team under the bus, and said he had it out for him since day one. So Joe Judge hires a bubble of the roster player so he can cut him on the first day of training camp. Who went to Joe Judge and said, we really need the publicity of signing Kelvin Benjamin. Make sure that you sign him so we can get publicity to one of the richest, most popular franchises in the world. And we needed to sign Kelvin Benjamin for clout and then just cut him. That doesn't make any sense at all. There was no way that was going to add up or make any kind of sense. And then he said Joe Judge will never win a Super Bowl because he cusses too much in practice. I mean, you can't make some of this stuff up. And then he talked about that he liked Daniel Jones, which was funny to me, and he's rooting for Daniel Jones. So you like the quarterback there, but you think they'll never win a Super Bowl. I digress. Kelvin Benjamin is a funny guy. It's just ridiculous to see a grown person that cannot take accountability for their actions, that cannot look themselves in the mirror and say, I need to improve. So he is gone. He would not have fit in the Giants locker room. And this just shows you, Joe Judge is a man of conviction. He's a man of values, and he's a man of respect. When he walked into the Giants facility, he immediately commanded the respect of the fans, the players, the media, at least the local media. The national media had a different story. But the local media, when you see the intensity in this dude's eyes, I don't understand why you would want to cross him. This dude, I mean, when you saw him talking to Kelvin Benjamin on the field, I mean, he looked at him right eye to eye. He wasn't backing down from him. This is what I said. This is what goes. When Joe Judge went up toe-to-toe with the 6'8", 300 and something pound Mark Colombo, he didn't back down. Now, they weren't throwing fists like those reports said, but it was a heated discussion, and he didn't back down. Joe Judge is not a guy who's about to fold and is about to go back on the words that he said to appease somebody else. That's not what you want in a head coach. He's building discipline. He's building accountability of everybody in the building, and he's building respect. Because at that point, it's really disrespectful to come back and just expect that man to not give you any disciplinary action after you've just completely disrespected the orders and the rules that he set. So he's not playing around. We saw it with Tom Coughlin. We saw it with Bill Parcells. We saw it with Bill Belichick, with Nick Saban. That tree does not play around, and I don't understand why Kelvin Benjamin even risked it. Why even risk it if you think they have it out for you? If you think they have it out for you, why would you risk getting in trouble for anything? This was his last shot in the NFL. I don't think he'll ever get another job in the NFL before again, because he's a guy that cannot look himself in the mirror and say, I messed up. I got to do better next time. Please, everybody, take this as a lesson. If you're young, when you get older, work on it right now. When you get older, you have to be able to take that accountability. If you're an adult, look yourself in the mirror and just say, listen, sometimes I mess up. We got to dust ourselves off, get back up, and do better next time. Don't throw a temper tantrum when you mess up. and somebody reacts to it. So Giants training camp, day 2, got wrapped up yesterday. Day 3 is coming today. Hopefully we see some better things. Hopefully we see DJ connect with some more guys. Maybe Kadarius Toney gets off of the COVID list. We'll never know. We'll know today, but we'll see later today. And practice should be entertaining once again. Working our way up to those shells and then the full pads. Can't wait to see that. But what do you guys think of this Kelvin Benjamin story? I mean, it's ridiculous. A grown adult that can't take responsibility for his own actions. You guys have a great rest of your day. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.